Hey there, it's Bruce from Nature Calls, and with the leftover fabric that I did my rain pants out of, I made some rain mitts, and so pretty excited. My hands get wet all the time, so made a pair of rain mitts. I'd say the total cost of these, because it was leftover fabric, was maybe $3 or $4 for a pair of waterproof, breathable rain mitts, and let's show you the build process. This is the type of glove that that I hike with to keep my hands warm, but I need to make this cover over. So I got my favorite template making stuff, the Tyvek, and you want to have it so your fingers have some room to move, and then for your thumb, just when you sew, you can't have it up like that. You have to have it out like that. So I'm going to just roughly go around my fingers and my thumb down to that point right there. And what we have is, so that's the rough shape of the mitten. And this right here is where the wrist is, and that's where the elastic will go in. And that is the end of the mitten there. And I think I'll extend that out just a little bit. That's kind of where I want it. But you can't cut your template like that because of this little spot right here. So to get your hand in, once you sew everything, then all this is going to scrunch up, so your template is actually a little bit more like that. Now, to make it so you've got this spot to go around your fingers, you want to give it a little extra room. So I'm going to give it about another inch. And I'll trace that around the whole thing, and that'll be my template. Now here is what I'm going to cut to be my template. And you can get really exact, and I know there's engineers out there that want to get really exact. This is what I'm going to be cutting out of the fabric, is this outer line. So this is basically what I'll end up with somewhere right in here after I sew it. And then once the glove's in there, it should be plenty. I mean, you can make it butt tight if you want, but I like it loose. I want to be able to, do things like that, with my gloves. And so I want it a little bit loose, and it doesn't need to be tight in my opinion, but that should be good. The key is to not cut your template like this, is to cut this outer part out here. All right, so we're going to do a little test run. Where's my pen? Now we're going to do a little test run, and I got some scrap fabric. This is actually fabric from probably one of my first hammocks I ever made. Later on, if you really like these patterns, you can get like a stiff cardboard to make it more permanent. I'm just going to go around here real quick. And if these were going to be like tailored gloves, I'd definitely take more time, but really these are going to be probably thrashed on quite a bit. It's pretty nasty weather, picking up things in the dirt. So, I mean, they'll look great when I'm done, but I'm not going totally crazy about precision, because they're going to be pretty loose. Okay, now I just need to make one more of those, and I don't have to worry about which side of the fabric I'm using yet, or what the bias is of the ripstop. Just need to get a couple pieces out. Here is my mock-up mitten cover. I will put her on here. Get my hand in there just fine. So there we go. That is the mitten cover there, and then I'll have elastic here, and it's not coming as far as I want. I want it to come a little bit further this direction. So I added an inch onto my little template, and I've taken the same This is the Rips Up by the Roll waterproof breathable fabric. It's what I had left over from my pants, and I've just put them all across there. And now we've got our pieces, and they should all have a front, like a top and a bottom, I guess is how you want to do it. So the first thing we need to do before we sew these together is we're going to put some elastic on this side of the mitten cover. So you got to figure out which side that is. So this is the side. So I've got my thumb. It's going to be on our right hand, so that the elastic's going to go right across this point. And we also want it to be kind of up close to the thumb to where we put it. So we're going to make a mark up here by the thumb, and then a corresponding mark down there, so we have some guidelines. We really want that up close to the thumb. So I'm going to make that 1, 2, and 3. So I'll make a mark there. Then stuff really curls up on you. Then I will make a mark on this side. 1, 2, 3, so right about there. That way I have something that I can stretch the elastic from this point to this point. I definitely get enough elastic so you aren't like barely making it. And I'm going to start the sewing about a 1/4 inch from the edge, so when I finally sew around it, I've got something to do, room to do it. So down here at this other side, let me see if I can find my point, is right there, and I'll use that to stretch my elastic out. So I'm going to grab it, I'm going to stretch it out a good 2 inches. That's what I've found. I'm sure there's a seamster way of doing it, but a good 2 inches, if not even 3 inches. I'll probably do 3 inches, and I bet that'll work just great. Okay, I'm going to set my machine to zigzag. I'm going to set the length again to 3.5. I'm just going to do my lock stitches right now. Now I'm going to find that other spot. I'm going to stretch it out. So I put my fingers right on the edge, stretch it out about 3 inches, and then I'm going to pinch it close like that. I'm going to pull. And sew on down. Now it's starting to pull in on the other side. That's okay. I'm sewing it until it's about 1/4. I've got it, so I'll make it so my needle drops down. One more. And so now I could cut this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to shove that over there. I'm going to turn it all the way around. I'm going to turn it perpendicular. Put that down. I'm going to sew across a little bit. And turn it a little bit more. Turn it like this. I need to go back a little bit. Forward. Okay, now turn it. I let it sit onto one side, and that's the side, so the left side. So that's, I got a little off kilter there. Now I'm going to stretch it again. Reverse it. Good. Here's my needle. Now you can see it's all scrunched up now. That'll go around my wrist and scrunch up. So now that I've had the gloves on, kind of inserting this film into my other video, because I've had these out in the field and got to use them, and I've got the elastic on one side, and now I'm going to go ahead and put some elastic on the other side. I just want them a little bit tighter. Plus the elastic, I'm going to stretch it a little bit more to get more of a tight grip. It's not that it's horrible with this side just being done, but I wouldn't mind it being a little bit tighter. So I'm going to go ahead and so it's going to be a little bit harder, but not that much, not too bad. So I've made some reference marks on this side, and I'm going to use the shoulder position on my sewing machine and add elastic to the other side, so it's elastic all the way around. I'll start sewing the two halves together. You want an outside to the outside, and where I'm going to start sewing is right at the crook of the thumb, because I want the thumb to basically line up. The cuff around your, put this back to straight line, and I'm going to drop my needle down. Now I can spin it around. You get my thumbs all lined up. I'm going to sew around my thumbs first. And just take this a little bit at a time. And now I'm going to go around the thumb. When you get to the thumb, if you can't make it go around the corner, all you have to do is pick up your foot. You just pick up your foot and then rotate it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish off the thumb. When you get down to the elastic part, you might catch a little bit of it. That's fine. And you don't need to worry about it all scrunched up. It'll turn out fine in the end. Okay, now we're going to go the other direction. Now we're going to go back to the thumb crotch. We're going to sew back around the big side of the mitt. That way at least you know the thumb part is all lined up. Sometimes you can make it around these corners if you put the right torque on the fabric. This stuff sure curls up. Oh, wow. It just curls on the edge. And the last thing we need to do is put a cuff on it. So we just kind of fold it over. Of course, you can measure all this out to be real precise. As many of you may know, that I'm not that particular. If I can get it close, I'm happy. Drop that down to hold it. Drop the needle. And we'll just sew around the cuff. So another thing I've decided I'm going to do now is I'm going to take tear aid. This is the type A. You can use Cuban fiber tape, dynamic tape, one-sided, and seam seal the hole inside. One of the things you can't do like any kind of a flat felt seam because it's on the inside. So I want to build up the strength of those. Plus, there are holes there, so it'd be really easy, and your hands are out in the weather, so it'd be really easy for water to start seeping in. So I'm going to go ahead, and at this point in time, when they're nice and fresh and clean, I'm going to seam seal the inside, and you can do that with like a tear aid or any one of those tapes. It sticks really well to this membrane. All right, then the last thing we do is just turn it inside out. And a little thumb. A few stray threads. Okay, then I made it so I can put it over either these gloves or over my ski gloves. Either way. There we go. So there is the gloves. You got a little elastic on this side. There we go. Okay. Have fun. See you on the trail. Bye now. Well, if you're interested in my templates and all, just leave me a message. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.